Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Oh yes, we're painting again. I'm just getting my brush out. Going to do... what's that colour? I've just thrown a few gouache paints on my palette. Well, my plate. It's just a plate. And yeah, I just chucked a few bits on and... I want to do... I probably should have put more white on because I'm thinking the brain is starting to kick in. I don't think it kicked in when I thought of doing it first. Basically, this is the paint that I use at the moment. I've got Winsor & Newton paints as well, but I'm using just gouache at the moment just to... just because, you know, I bought it. And you get all these paints. I just scoop it out. Because gouache is pretty expensive, let's be honest. But when you buy it in a set like this, it wasn't too bad for what you get. It's the white paint that I go through. I burn through it. So if you ever buy art materials and you're buy lots of white, unless you're going to do traditional watercolour, and then don't buy any white because you don't need it. So my brain is just kicking in now, and it's thinking, you know what would be good? Because I've got a painting up off camera, and it's one that I painted before. I'm using it as an idea, but I'm not going to paint it. Sometimes I find just having an idea. I accidentally put a Prussian blue on my black, and I thought, oh, interesting, Prussian blue and black and white. Could make a nice grey, bluey grey. It's a cool grey, and that'll do for my idea. I want a cool grey going on here. So I'll throw that on. I'm using the 1-inch graduate brush again. They're only like £2 or something. Or was it £2? I can't remember. I got it when there was an offer actually. So I'm going to grab a bit of ultramarine blue. Throw an ultramarine blue and black. Because I ain't got that much of that blue. A bit more. Pretty sure it's Prussian blue. I thought it was black. I scooped it out and chucked it on. I was like, oh no. That's not the right colour. So... yeah, the painting, it's got loads of trees, sort of like there. Keep this quite faint, really. Bit more colour. That's better. Use the side of the brush. Create these trees in the background. Shapes. Okay, just let that sort of melt a little bit. It's quite dry actually. It dries quite fast at the moment. Must be because the heating's just come on. It's warmed the room up. See, when I was painting outside and it was cold, I noticed that it dries really slow when it's cold outside. And it kind of surprised me a little bit. Foxed me. I didn't know what I was doing. Do you ever have those times where you set your paints up and you actually don't know what you're doing? Don't you find that really weird? That's actually happened to me. I set my paints up and I started painting. I started sloshing the colour on, and I was like, I don't actually know what I'm doing. This isn't working. I ended up giving up, and then I thought about it, and I was like, oh no, I know where I was going wrong now. I had too much water in the paint. I don't know what was going on actually, because I wanted to do it fast. I didn't think. I wasn't able to think. I don't know what was going on. But anyway, that did happen. So I'm thinking about water. I'm going to get a bit of white. I want to have a bit of white and blue. I'll show you what I'm doing actually. Just throwing a bit of white in this. It's going to fade. Always think it's going to fade. So when you're putting your paint on, like imagine, I can see here, the water would be here, and then it would go there, and then go sort of like that, and then it would sort of splash. There we go. So there we have the real distance. Maybe it should be higher. Maybe it should come down a bit further, because I'm not sure actually. I'm thinking that's not tall enough now. I'm thinking it should go to there and then start. So get rid of that. Because then we can imagine this is all like cliff and stuff. Something like that anyway. I'll go for that. And now, what I want to do is kind of put my brush in the water. Change brushes. I didn't really wash this brush out properly. It was still had colour in it. But this is the 1/2 inch. And what I want to do is put trees, because what I did is I put trees in front of this. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a little bit of black and green. Some of this green. Maybe a little bit of that blue as well. Blue, green, black. That'll do me. And I want to start putting some colour in it. Blue, green, black, and a little bit of white. Because I just thought it's going to be a bit too dark. So I'm going to put in a few trees here. A little bit closer. Maybe a bit bigger. About there. Just the corner of the brush. Just give it a little tap. Maybe another one there. Another one there, I think. I'm going to have them sort of going off like that. sort of bigger, like there, and then sort of there. Just being imaginative, just imagining things. I'm sure you know how to do these trees. You've probably seen these sort of trees before. So I'm going to have that coming out to like there. About to there. Another tree. Another one, go a bit taller there. So you can go lighter and darker as well. You can bring some of them forward and send some of them further away. There we go, there we go. You can paint them all the way across. If you want to practice, you can paint them all the way across. I like the idea of a little bit of a gap there, and then maybe have them growing here. Just going to have sort of a few bushes and stuff. Maybe have like the odd one there, sort of blown over a little bit. There'll be a reason why there's not any trees there. Who knows? Oh, some there. Put another one in there. Amazing how many you can put in there, isn't it? Tree after tree, go some lighter ones. Sort of backgroundy looking. You can pick some that you want to be further away. Some bigger than others, some behind others. Oops, I've got a bit too much white in that. Okay, I think that's not bad. Get some green in my colour. Bit of green. I'm going to just think about this land. Probably a bit too green, I'm not sure. A bit of blue as well. So you want the colour to start coming in as it gets closer. I don't want it to be too colourful as yet though. Quite misty at the base as well. These trees. Just throw a little bit of white on and then you can sort of smear it away. Smear it away like that. See how it sort of blends together. And smear that away. Let's get a little bit more of the blues. The blues, there's a hint of green in it as well. I'm going to go to about there, I think. And I'm going to have water coming through and down there. Be good. So you do, when you paint yours, you just think of what you want, how you want it to go. And you just go for it. But I'm going to go for a bit more mist here. Just use your finger to blend it. It's kind of a little bit too I want to put an indication of some distant ones in there. Quite watery shapes. Just because I don't want it to be just gaps. I don't like the idea of just gaps. Like, have something. Yeah, something like that. I'm liking this. Get a little bit of, I'm gonna have a touch of yellow in around here. Start putting a little bit of colour in here. We try not to do too much colour. Just starting to put a little bit in. Now, the water, I'm going to put this grey in, just to fill it in, basically. Maybe that goes off there. Maybe the it falls there and goes around and then down. It comes down here. And then what I'm thinking, I can grab a little bit of blues, a little bit of the blue and white, sort of like a bit of ultramarine blue and this white, maybe a bit of this cerulean blue. Maybe here, this is where comes down and splashes there. Using that sort of colour first. Actually, I might put a duller colour. I think that's a bit too blue. I'm going to go dull. I'm going duller. go for that. I'll let that dry a minute. I'm just going to put a little bit of light in this, just to bring it out a little bit. Right, now on a bit of a black, brown and blue, I'm going to start putting in this rocky area here. I can let some of the paper show through as well. I don't mind that. Gives it some little highlights. I want this to go down there as well. Oh, good job, there's some black there. Oh, it came from my hand. I don't mind that. But I'm going to let that be sort of open, dry kind of brush. Bit of blue in it as well, bluey greys. Sort of a combo of colours that we've already used working together. And there's a rock here as well. Maybe there's a rock there as well in the waterfalls, which we can split it off. There's a few rocks back there. A good way to create distance is to do things smaller, further away, like that little rock there, and then as you get closer, just do them bigger. It sounds easy, doesn't it? But for some reason, I never used to think like that. I used to have my tree, like these big trees, I'd have them right next door to the mountain, so it made the mountain look tiny. But we all start somewhere, don't we? We're all learning. I'm constantly learning. I'm always learning. I always like looking at other people's paintings and I'm like, that's a good idea. I need to get better. I need to do that as well. I always look at like, I'm a bit of a nerd. I always go straight back to Turner. I'm like, Turner, what did Turner do? What did my other favourite painters do? Like our friend Vincent, what did he do? I'll tell you what, he did some amazing ink pictures, ink sketches. People always think of his paintings, but yeah, he did some amazing stuff. Big fan of Vincent. I'm going to say Vincent because as he worked out, people like me would butcher his name. Yeah, I love it. Bit of brightness there. A bit too bright, do you think? Probably need a bit more. I'm throwing in a bit of green, a bit of yellow ochre. You throw in your blue as well if you want. Just mix it up and see what you get. And if you get something slightly different to what you've already used when you're doing your greens, happy days, because you don't want it all to look the same. Put in different colours and stuff. It starts fading as well and starts disappearing. I always think, yeah, if I put a little bit of black in my green and then put that on, and that changes it a bit, and then put a little bit more yellow in it and put that on. Can have some greens going back. think we'll go with something like that. Just give that a good wash, because I want to put some water in there now. I like the colour that that's become actually. So I'm going to get some white. Oh, you can't quite see. I'm going to get some white, but I don't want it to be white. I'm going to throw this colour in it. Because that's going to look quite nice. It's going to be brighter than what's there, but it's not going to be too much. So we get the water in it, sort of. Pouring down there, isn't it? Probably should have put the dark part in as well, the water. Bit of blue, bit of black. Let's get some of this in here. This is almost flowing off the page. Whoops-a-daisy. While it's still moist, you can move it around a little bit, which is good. I'm just going to add a little bit of white in there using my finger and have that moving a bit. Certain areas I want to sort of bring together almost. I don't want it to look like it's a sudden shift between that and that, really. So what I'm going to do is bring in some of my misty colours into this, as well as just to combine things a little bit, combine it. This is really coming down fast, so let's go. I want a little bit of this coming down here as well, so I'll go in. So it looks like it's building up a little bit. And then if we want to make it a bit brighter, we can around there. Using a little bit more of more white, just to give that a bit of light. And we can always pretend the sun has come out a little bit, but it's really still quite foggy, so the sun isn't giving off a great deal of yellow, but there's some yellow. And on that rock it sort of hits it. I'd sort of dull it as well with my finger. So it's a bit of a yellow. Let's go in for it now, isn't it? What I might do as a sort of a finale of this picture, I might get some of the white and really focus our brightness, almost like a spotlight on the waterfall. Just getting some paint. It wasn't working. There we go. And a tiny bit of yellow as well. That's what the problem was. There we go. I want yellow, but not too much, so there we go. Because I want it to sort of glint off some of these bits. I don't want to get all of it. I'm going to use it sort of wisely. So we just get a few bits like that. And then when we look at this painting, we're like, ooh, look at this bit here. There's a lot of water flowing there. And maybe there's a bit of light where it goes in here as well. Sort of a shape. That's catching a bit of light. And it's flowing out, and then maybe there's some glints on the water. Here and there, not everywhere. What a great place to go walk a dog or something. That'd be great, wouldn't it, to go here? Oh, it'd be amazing. It'd be great to go walking around there. I would love to. Even though it's not real. Let's pretend. What a great place to be. I'm there now, walking with my imaginary dog. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of lighter brown. Bit of yellow on it. I just want to add a bit of light on that rock there. On that bit. Yeah, something like that. The rest of it I don't really want to detail. I quite like the looseness of it. And maybe there'd be a little... I mean, if you was going to have a little bird, it'd probably be there. There's one there. And yeah, I think I'll call this one finished. I had quite a lot of fun doing this one. This waterfall crashing down there. There's a lot more water coming down than usually in this area. Just making this up. Because it looks like it's pouring down. You know when it rains and you go somewhere to look at their waterfall? This is how it looks, doesn't it? And then you see it on the pictures and it's just a little handsome trickle of water. Bet that phrase has never been said before. Right. Thanks very much for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you at another one. Cheers. Bye.